G4TV's relaunch was of course a disaster. They were putting out bad content. Most of their hosts were unlikable, and when Frosk's rant about the industry launched, we knew their time was limited. But after being silent for weeks, she has now come out and officially announced she is leaving the industry, but is getting mocked for it, just like when she mocked her fellow employees when they got fired from the network. I have a bunch of things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month, or support the channel via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. So as you can see, she decided to make this tweet thread. It says, "I've been angry for a long time with my peers for not using their power and voice to stand up for others in the industry. Had to come to some hard terms that people who'd I'd known for years, who I thought were good friends, just weren't. Devastated me for a long time. Anyway, I'm leaving the industry, found new work elsewhere. This industry is really messed up, and what happened to me and plenty of others wasn't fair, and it could have been avoided if we had all stood up together. You let me down, but I get why. Cheers and good luck." Now, honestly, I don't really know if I completely buy this, and a lot of other people feel the same way as well. If she was leaving the gaming industry completely, why not just name who you have a problem with? Call the people out who threw you under the bus or screwed you over. You don't have any allegiance to them anymore. The people in the industry are already talking about you, and they're going to talk about you anyway if they dislike you. Yes, new employers will look at what she's posted on social media, but she already has such a bad track record. One more statement wouldn't really change anything. It comes across like she wanted people to beg for her to stay so that she would make her own channel and fight the good fight. She was probably really hoping that the response would be positive, and it clearly isn't. We're gonna get into that in a minute, but I would usually say that it sucks she felt that she had to leave the industry altogether. Just because I don't like someone doesn't mean I think that they can't show their face on the internet anymore, but I lost all respect I had for her in general when she mocked the people who got fired from G4 because viewership was so low they couldn't afford to keep extra people on. That, in my opinion, was the tweet they paid her off over, but it was already way too late for them to save the mess that had been created, so getting rid of her didn't really change anything. They only at that point survived for like another 2.5 months max. They couldn't save their reputation, and the network failed a second time, obviously, but Frosk is clearly a piece of the puzzle. I don't think she was the only reason why G4 failed, because you had people like Sessler, you had other just awful hosts who are awful because they were annoying, they didn't really know what they were talking about, they, like Frosk, were more interested in things like social justice on social media instead of respecting viewers and fans, and the content that they were putting out just was really not good. I've mentioned it, but when they relaunched, we all figured that they would kind of go back and talk about older games that had a impact on the industry since they officially failed the first time, but that's all they were doing. I mean, they were making reviews for games like Destiny 1 and Anthem. Nobody cares about Anthem at this point. Nobody needs a review on Anthem. Nothing has changed. And it's not like they were even talking about the controversy. It's like they were making those reviews specifically so that the companies who made them would go, "Oh wow, G4 made a review of our game and it was actually kind of positive. Awesome, maybe we'll back them at some point." It just came off as they were forced to make reviews that were very shilling, but as you can see, she has said that she is now leaving the industry and she has found new work elsewhere. But the problem with Frosk is that she is the problem. She had a lot of issues in the industry even before G4. She was an esports commentator and has a history of saying things that will upset people, so clearly the problem here isn't the industry, it's her. I had talked about it in a video when the whole Frosk situation started a year ago, but this was a tweet that she had made in 2021, so a year before, almost to the same day. It said, "As always, very excited for the LEC to begin and watch my peers continue to thrive. That team is fucking amazing. That said, we really need to talk about diversity in esports broadcasts because holy shit, that is a lot of white, just blindingly white as far as the eye can see white." And I actually had made a video on that before Frosk had even, joined onto G4, but this did really upset people because, of course, instead of just saying, wow, a lot of people who deserve to have these positions and people who are very good at their job have done great. No, she of course has made it about race. That's a thing with Frosk, is that she always wanted to be a massive warrior of social justice online. She wanted to be the SJW definition, and even in her posts saying that she's leaving the industry, she was doing that. She was saying that, people should have used their power and voice to stand up for others in the industry, and they didn't for me. But of course, like I mentioned, she is getting absolutely roasted over this. Again, I feel like she was expecting people to defend her and basically beg her to stay online and to do more stuff in the industry. But I don't feel bad for her at this point. If that's what she's decided to do, go ahead. But a lot of people are, of course, mocking her the way that she mocked the people who lost their jobs at G4. People are posting voice clips and GIFs saying things like name names. Yeah, if she felt so strongly and she's saying that other people didn't speak up and stand up, why is she now not speaking up and standing up? Oh no, people didn't agree with me on everything. I mean, yeah, that's the way that she's acting at this point. You've been devastating people for years. Lost me when you said friends. How are we supposed to believe you have friends? Maybe a bit of a roast that went a little bit too far. But people are also saying things like, I genuinely do think that your approach to dealing with the issues only made them worse in the end. So much of it could have been avoided and you could have just had a great influence had you not fed into it. It's a shame as someone who probably believes in 99% of the things that you do. Even the people who are saying, I like you and I would typically agree with you, are saying that you made some massive mistakes along the way. You brought it on yourself. You displayed hatred, hypocrisy, bullying, and self-unawareness. You were extremely toxic to millions of fans when only a fraction of horrible gamers showed reprehensible behavior. I'm glad you found something outside of gaming. You single-handedly caused a lot of your peers to lose their jobs, and yeah, I mean, this is true. Again, she was not the only reason why G4TV failed, but she was a major reason, and after her sexism in gaming rant that we have heard was not scripted, at least now we're hearing that that was not scripted and planned, she not only damaged this network, but she did damage her own reputation. So apparently Frosk is leaving the gaming industry. She is done, at least for now, and it doesn't look like she really got the response that she was hoping for. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.